There is a star in the night sky that is dying. You can see it with the naked eye, right now, if you know where to look. A dim reddish point of light in the shoulder of Orion. Its name is Betelgeuse, and at some point, maybe tomorrow, maybe in 100,000 years, it is going to explode. When it does, it will be visible in broad daylight. It will cast shadows at night. It will be the most spectacular astronomical event in all of recorded human history. In our previous videos, we talked about red giants, supernovas, and neutron stars in the abstract. Today, it gets personal, because Betelgeuse isn't a theory. It's a real star in our real sky that real astronomers watch nervously every single night. Let's get to know it. A star almost too big to comprehend Betelgeuse is a red supergiant, one of the largest stars visible to the naked eye from Earth. To understand its scale, let's start with our Sun. The Sun is already enormous. Over 1 million Earths could fit inside it. Now replace the Sun with Betelgeuse. Its surface would extend past the orbit of Mars. On some estimates, it would reach all the way to Jupiter. If Betelgeuse were placed at the center of our solar system, we, along with Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, would all be inside the star. How far away is it? Betelgeuse sits about 700 light-years away from Earth. That means the light reaching your eyes tonight left the star around the year 1300 AD, when the Middle Ages were in full swing. We are not seeing Betelgeuse as it is. We are seeing it as it was 7 centuries ago. If Betelgeuse exploded yesterday, we wouldn't know for another 700 years. From birth to the edge of destruction, Betelgeuse is relatively young by stellar standards, estimated at around 8 to 10 million years old. That sounds ancient, but compare it to our Sun at 6 billion years. Betelgeuse is a newborn in cosmic terms. Massive stars burn bright and live fast. Betelgeuse was once a brilliant blue giant, burning through its hydrogen fuel at a furious rate. As that fuel depleted, it swelled outward and cooled, transforming from blue to yellow to the deep orange-red we see today. It is now in the final stages of its life, burning heavier and heavier elements in its core, working its way through the periodic table toward iron. When it reaches iron, as we learned in the supernova video, fusion will stop. The core will collapse in under a second, and the outer layers will explode outward in a Type II supernova. The countdown is running. We just don't know what number it's at. The event that made the world hold its breath. In late 2019 and early 2020, Betelgeuse did something that set the astronomy world on fire. It dimmed, dramatically. By February 2020, it had lost about 35% of its normal brightness, dropping from one of the top 10 brightest stars in the sky to outside the top 20. Visible to the naked eye, noticeably fainter. The internet exploded. News headlines asked, "Is Betelgeuse about to go supernova?" Astronomers scrambled to point every available telescope at it. Papers were published in real time. The whole world was watching a single star. What actually happened? The answer, pieced together over the following months, turned out to be something never seen before at this scale. Betelgeuse had ejected an enormous mass of material from its surface, hundreds of thousands of times more than the Sun typically releases in a solar wind event. This ejected material cooled and condensed into a cloud of dust. The dust cloud drifted between us and the star, blocking a significant portion of its light. A temporary veil, drawn across a dying star. By mid-2020, Betelgeuse had returned to near normal brightness. It was not about to explode, not yet. But what does it tell us? The Great Dimming revealed something important. Betelgeuse is far more volatile and unpredictable than we thought. It pulsates, expanding and contracting, on multiple overlapping cycles. Its surface boils with convection cells so large that a single one would cover the entire Sun. It is not a quiet, stable star. It is a seething, turbulent giant, shedding material into space and preparing, on some timescale, for its final act. What we will see from Earth. Let's talk about what will actually happen when Betelgeuse goes supernova, because the show will be unlike anything in recorded human history. The first sign will be a sudden, dramatic brightening. Over the course of days, Betelgeuse will grow from a dim star to the brightest object in the night sky, brighter than the full moon. At its peak, it will be visible in broad daylight, a second sun, smaller but intensely brilliant, hanging in the sky near Orion. At night, it will cast shadows. You will be able to read by its light. This phase of peak brightness will last for several weeks, possibly a few months. Then, gradually, it will fade. Over the course of months, then years, it will dim back down, eventually leaving behind a glowing nebula, expanding outward into space. The constellation Orion will be changed forever. The bright shoulder star will be gone, replaced by a slowly fading smudge of light. Neutrinos. The advance warning. Here's something remarkable. We may actually get a warning before we see the explosion. When the core of Betelgeuse collapses, it will release an absolutely enormous burst of neutrinos, nearly invisible particles that travel at nearly the speed of light and pass through ordinary matter almost entirely undetected. These neutrinos will reach Earth hours before the visible light of the explosion, because the light takes time to fight its way through the star's outer layers, while neutrinos pass through almost instantly. Neutrino detectors around the world, like Super Kamiokande in Japan, are watching for exactly this signal. If Betelgeuse's core collapses, we may know about it hours before the sky lights up, giving astronomers time to point every telescope on Earth and in space directly at Orion. Is it safe? At 700 light-years away, Betelgeuse poses absolutely no physical threat to Earth. The dangerous zone for a supernova, where radiation could meaningfully affect a planet's atmosphere, is estimated at somewhere between 25 and 50 light-years. Betelgeuse is 14 times farther away than that minimum safe distance. We will get the most spectacular light show in human history, with zero consequences. Front row seats to a supernova, completely safe. This is the question everyone wants answered. And the honest answer is, we don't know. Betelgeuse is in the final stages of its life. That much is certain. But final stages in stellar terms could mean anywhere from a few thousand years to 100,000 years from now. To a star, that's the blink of an eye. To us, it's longer than all of recorded human civilization, multiplied many times over. Some recent studies, analyzing the star's pulsation cycles and internal structure, have suggested it could be closer to the end than previously thought, possibly within a few hundred years, or even sooner. But these models carry large uncertainties. We are trying to predict the death of a star from 700 light-years away, with instruments that have existed for decades, studying a process that takes millions of years. The truth is, Betelgeuse could explode before this video finishes loading, or it might outlast every human alive today by thousands of generations. We watch, we wait. We keep our telescopes pointed at Orion. Betelgeuse is a reminder that the night sky is not static. It is not a fixed backdrop. It is full of stars at different stages of life, aging and changing and dying, on timescales too vast for any human life to witness. But Betelgeuse is different. It is close enough and far enough along in its life that we, or our descendants, might actually witness its death. A supernova visible to the naked eye. A star that billions of people have looked at for thousands of years, suddenly transformed into the brightest thing in the sky. Every night you step outside and look at Orion, take a moment to find that reddish star in the upper left. You're looking at a ticking clock. You just don't know what time it says. Next time, we head back to the biggest structures in the universe, galaxies, what they are, how they form, and the mind-bending scales involved. If Betelgeuse kept you watching, a like and a subscribe helps this channel reach more people who love the universe as much as you do. Leave a comment. If Betelgeuse exploded tomorrow, what would you do? See you in the next one. Keep looking up.